Hi, I'm Rachel from Supportive Sloths. I'm going to show you how to put on a one-way stretch wrap. So with a two-way stretch wrap, we use lengthwise stretch to get the baby in once you've tied the whole wrap on. But with this one, we don't have that stretch lengthwise, and so although we have it widthwise, we don't have it lengthwise. So we're going to tie it on a little bit differently to make it just that little bit easier for us. We're going to start off by finding the middle marker, putting it on your chest because that's where the baby's going to be, and then run your hands along the top edge and pinch between your thumb and your middle finger with your index finger in between the two. I want to make sure that there's a nice gap between your back and your hand, because your spare hand goes up at the bottom, out into that gap, grab the opposite side, and then run your hands along the top edges. So we've basically crossed it over without twisting it. And it's quite important with a one-way stretch wrap that we don't have any twists, because having twists will make it harder as we go on. Arms at full stretch, elbows in, and then over your shoulders like beautiful fairy wings. It looks like a really rather beautiful gown at this point. This is the point where you pull your trousers up and your top down. Don't get those muddled up, as I very nearly did. I'm going to gather up the horizontal piece, pull it out and say, do I have enough room to put a baby in? Or if I get too much, too little? I have got far too much there. It's almost like I do it on purpose. So to tighten it up, I'm going to pull up to the sky to tighten. You can see it tightening up across there. Do I have enough room? I have just enough room to get Ingrid in. So now it is time for Ingrid. Come on, Ingrid. So, baby goes nice and high up. Put your hand through. Take these little feet and then pop the little feet in the wrap. Bring her gently down onto your chest. Her arms up by her face, and make sure that her knees are scooped up. Then we can find the top edge of the wrap and walk it all the way up her back. And we want about a third of the wrap tucked in the back of her neck there, about a third on her back, and then about a third tucked up and underneath. So she's sitting in the wrap. So if you imagine that I gave you a hammock and asked you to sit in it sideways, sit your bum in the middle, and then you'd have your knees up with the edge of the hammock in your knees as they're up. And that's what we're aiming for with this. We want it tucked into her knees and up between you a little bit. And then you're going to keep nice tight hold of her. Grab the edge of the wrap as close as you can to your shoulder. Pull it up to the sky to tighten, and you should feel it tightening up on the opposite side. Gather up a bit of the length, pull, gather up a bit of the width, not the length, tighten, gather, tighten, gather, tighten, and then I always give the bottom edge an extra tighten on its own. Bring that down. Do the same on the other side. Gather and tighten. Keep your hand as close as you can to your shoulder, and then pull diagonal to tighten. Pull and tighten, pull and tighten, pull and tighten, pull and tighten, and then tighten the bottom edge by itself. And that diagonal helps it move. I'm going to take these two down the side, cross under the baby's bum, under their legs, round the back, and tie off in any secure double knot. If you've got enough length, you can come back round to the front. I just do, which is quite exciting. And we go under the legs to come back round the front. Then, because this is a stretchy wrap, we need to make sure that all three layers are spread over the baby. So you're going to look for which one of these goes underneath the other one. So you can see this goes under the other. If you can't work it out, just spread one, because you'll figure it out really quick after you've started spreading. You spread this one out and find the edges. I'm going to spread it all the way across her back, making sure we've got a nice even spread. And you can tuck a little head under if you want to. On the other side, I'm going to do something cool, because if I just go straight over, it's going to kind of block her face, and we want to make sure she's got a clear airway all the time. So instead, I'm going to do something called a flip. And you can flip on both sides, but you have to do it before you spread this pass out. So you're going to take the outside edge, I'm going to pull it down over my shoulder, keep hold of the outside edge, I'm going to pass it underneath, grab hold of that outside edge I've just passed underneath, and spread it across. So we end up with this cool kind of bow tie effect. You can see there, it keeps it nice and clear. So we could do on the other side if we wanted. Just have to bring it down. So I'm imagining that Ingrid has yawned and turned her head the other way. Take the outside edge, pull it down over my shoulder, take this outside edge again, pass it underneath, and spread it across. And we just keep pulling the fabric. It's got a nice even spread. And in the end, we'll have all 3 layers across the nape of her neck. There we go. She's in. Her airway is nice and clear, and it's nice and tight as well. You can see our other videos for safety information, but this is how we tie on a one-way stretch wrap.